Hi there, I'm Cath. Welcome to my channel Made by Cath Craft. Thank you very much for joining me today for another vlog. Whether you're an existing subscriber or new to the channel, I'm really glad to have you here. And if you are new to the channel, welcome. Thank you very much for coming and having a look. I'm Cath. I like to talk about sewing, a bit of knitting too, sharing my favourite patterns and my favourite fabrics and that sort of thing. So if that interests you, then please do subscribe and press the bell icon, and I'd love to have you here. I can't believe I'm over 2,000 subscribers now. I'm really grateful to everyone who has subscribed, everyone who's commented. It's so nice to be part of this lovely supportive community and to sort of share plans and ideas. And yeah, I'm just really enjoying shooting these vlogs. I'm still a bit nervous, but I am enjoying it. So thank you very much for joining me. So today I wanted to share with you some of my plans for sewing in November. I've got a couple of new fabrics to share with you, and then I've got a couple of fabrics that I've dug out of my stash and thought, right, I want to get sewing with these too. So I've got a few different ones to share with you and a couple of new patterns too. So yeah, let's get started. But before that, I wanted to share what I'm wearing today. So it's actually, although it's kind of November here and it should be getting quite cold, it's actually a really mild day. I'm just looking out the window, it's very grey out there and a bit drizzly. And it's actually quite mild and quite warm in the house. So I've got a t-shirt on today rather than cosy jumpers, which I have been wearing. And this is the Stellanti by French Navy. The Stellanti is a really great one because it's a free pattern by French Navy. And I think it's really nice when pattern companies do release these free patterns. And it's such a handy one to have. I was looking a while back on Instagram, I put a shout out asking people for recommendations for kind of a basic jersey t-shirt I could make, because I had a couple of smaller pieces of fabric and I just wanted a couple more t-shirts in my wardrobe. And someone recommended this pattern and I really like it. So this is it, the Stellanti by French Navy. It says it's a modern take on the basic t-shirt. It's got a boxy, slightly cropped fit. You can roll up the sleeves a little bit, and it's perfect length for tucking into high-waisted pants. A versatile addition to any handmade wardrobe, and it really is. The great thing about it is it doesn't need much fabric. It just requires 90 centimetres or 1 yard of fabric that's 150 centimetres wide, so not much at all. And it's recommended for light to medium weight knits with moderate stretch. So the version I've made here is in a viscose crepe jersey with leopard print. I think it's a Lady McElroy jersey. And yeah, I've rolled up the sleeves here, and it works really well in a viscose jersey, I think, because the drape, I think, helps with how it sits. The seams sit slightly off the shoulders, and I think the viscose gives it a nice look there. I actually made a version in a cotton jersey too, and the seams are a little bit bulky here, so it gives it a slightly more angular look. So yeah, I really like it in viscose. I'll stand up so you can see. But I think I made the smallest size, the size UK size 6, which is bust 32 inches, waist 24, hips 34. So that my bust is 32 inches. My waist is a little bit larger in some of my hips, but because it's fairly boxy, the t-shirt just still sort of skirts over them, so that's fine. But yeah, that's what I'm wearing today. But let's get on to what I'm planning for November. So I've got a couple of new fabrics to share with you first. And the first two both came from Lamazi Fabrics, and I'll link the Lamazi Fabrics website down below. But they stock a lovely range of fabrics, some sort of more designer fabrics like Mind the Maker and Meat Milk, and then some that aren't. And the two that I've got aren't designer fabrics, they're just ones stocked by Lamazi, and I just like the look of them. And the first one is a jersey fabric, and at this time of year I think I'm just thinking about making jersey tops and other cosy things because they're so comfy and good to layer. And so I bought this cotton jersey here in a red and white stripe. Yeah, it's just a standard cotton jersey, but I like the colours and I thought that would go with quite a lot of things in my wardrobe. And I've actually already made this one up, and if you follow me on Instagram you'll have seen it there. But I made it up into this top here. It's the Kyoto sweater by Paper Cut Patterns. And so it's a kind of sweater with a little ruffle on the sleeves, and I really wanted to make a top with a ruffle, so that's why I use this pattern. But I've actually adjusted the pattern a little bit to turn it into a more fitted top. And so I won't share any more details. I'll be talking more about how that turned out in my November Makes video. But it's a lovely quality cotton jersey. It didn't curl up too much to the edges, and it was really easy to cut out and match the stripes because it sat so flat and behaved so nicely. So yeah, really nice quality cotton stripy red jersey, and I'll tell you more about how I got on with that one in my November Makes. The second fabric I haven't actually sewn up yet, again from Lamazi Fabrics, and it was a bit of a random one. I think I had a cotton jersey and then I thought, oh, what else can I add to my basket to get a free delivery? And so I added this fabric because I've been wanting to get some of this type of fabric for a while, and it's a dobby fabric. It's with these lovely little spots on. I think they're really cute, and I've wanted a dobby fabric for a while. I thought it would be a really nice thing to have in my wardrobe. I love the texture. And this is a viscose dobby with kind of like a crepe type kind of effect to it. So I got 1.5 meters of this, and I was thinking of making a, what's the pattern? The Megan Nielsen Sudley blouse. And I'll get the pattern so I can show you what that looks like. So I found the Sudley pattern, and it's a dress and a blouse. I've made it before, and I made it with long sleeves, but what I quite fancy doing with this viscose dobby is making a short sleeve version like this one here. Probably not with the collar, I'll probably just do it with the ties. And you can wear it back to front, so you can wear the ties at the front or the back, which is a nice feature. But I was thinking of making this version here, in this fabric. The only one thing though is this fabric is really quite sheer, so yeah, it's really see-through, so I'm not exactly sure what to do, whether to see if I could line the blouse or whether I might make a little slip top for underneath. I'd like to do something because I think it's going to be too sheer just to wear as one layer. So if you have any ideas about the best way to kind of put this with something so it's not so see-through, I'd love any suggestions, or if you have any other ideas that might look better than a Sudley top, because I'm not 100% decided on it. But yeah, I really like it, and I quite like to be able to make something that's kind of pretty, but that I could wear in the winter as well. Maybe, I thought with a Sudley blouse I could wear it with a cardigan and some jeans, and that might look quite nice. Yes, that's my plans for that one. But yeah, it's really nice and drapey, and I just love the texture of it. I think it's a bit different, and I haven't sewn with a dobby type fabric before, so that'll be nice to have a go at that one. But yeah, those are my sort of not entirely firm plans. The Megan Nielsen Sudley blouse. That's that one. While we're still talking about tops, I've got a couple more tops I'm planning to make. The first one is with a fabric I've had sitting in my stash for a while, and it's just a plain blue jersey, kind of like a sort of bluey grey colour, I guess. And it's just a cotton jersey. It's washed, so it's a little bit crinkled, and I'm just planning on, for this one, to make a Tilly and the Buttons Freya top from Stretchbook. It's one of my favourite wintry patterns. I'll show you the picture here. Yep, I'm going to make this version here with the mock neckline and long sleeves. Because I've made a fair few of these tops, but quite a lot of them I've chosen to make in brighter colours. I'll put a couple of versions up here so you can see. And I feel like I need a couple of plainer versions just to go under things layering wise. So I'm going to whip that one up. It sews up really nicely and quickly because it's got a stand-up neckline. There's no worrying about getting the neckband flat. So I really enjoy the Freya for a quick satisfying sew, and I think this fabric is a nice quality cotton jersey that I got from the Makers Merchants, who sell a lot of nice jerseys and French terries, and I'll link their details down below so you can have a look at their website. But yeah, just a plain Tilly and the Buttons Freya top, just a layering piece for my wardrobe. And I got one other more new fabric for a top, and it's I've been enjoying my stripes actually. It's another stripy one. And it's another cotton jersey with some larger stripes this time, and it's a blue and white stripe. And it's another really nice quality cotton jersey, and this one came from Lily and Mimi Fabric Shop. And again, I'll link their details down below. They sell a really, really big range of cotton jerseys, some lovely ones for children too. They sell a lot of kind of novelty prints, which are really fun, and some lovely ones for adults as well. But yeah, this is just a stripy one. And I'm not sure what I'm going to make with this one. I got 1.5 meters again, so enough for a top. I was thinking of maybe the Agnes top by Tilly and the Buttons. I think I've got that pattern here. Maybe the Agnes top. Actually, it's quite similar to the one on the front cover. I hadn't noticed that. So yeah, maybe the Agnes top. Probably just a straightforward version like this, because I'm not sure the ruched sleeves suit me, because I've got quite angular shoulders. I don't want to accentuate them too much. So maybe just a plain version. Or the other top I was thinking about was the Molly top by Sew Over It. I'll put a picture up of that one because I haven't got the pattern here. But it's one you can have a bit of fun playing with stripes on, because the kind of stripes come off, it's a drop shoulder, so the stripes come off the shoulder one way and then they go the other way on here. So yeah, just kind of a casual relaxed top that I can pair with a skirt or jeans, just because I could do with a few more fairly simple jersey tops in my wardrobe. So that's my plans for that fabric, but it's a really nice cotton jersey again. You may have noticed I've just had to move the camera around slightly because the sun broke through the clouds. It was looking so overcast earlier, and it's much better filming in this room when it's overcast because the sun at the moment in the winter sits quite low, and so when it does come, it comes straight in, and it's really hard for me to see the camera, and it'll be really hard for you to see the patterns or me. So I've just adjusted the angle slightly, so hopefully that'll work for the rest of the vlog. Yeah, it wasn't supposed to break through that sun. But yeah, just a couple more new fabrics to share with you now. One of them is a bit of a fun one for another pair of pyjama bottoms. I got this kind of galaxy constellation print cotton poplin from Minerva, and I'm going to make another pair of the Jamie pyjama bottoms, the long ones. If you saw my previous makes vlog, I'll put a link up above to it. I got this pattern recently and I've been really enjoying reviving my nightwear wardrobe, making a few new things to replace some very old ready-to-wear pyjama type items. So I made a pair of the long pyjama bottoms. I'll put a picture up actually. I made a pair in a Lady McElroy cotton lawn, and they're lovely and they're lighter weight and perfect for autumn, but I wanted to make a more snuggly pair for when it gets colder in winter. So I got this cotton poplin fabric from Minerva, and it's this constellation print. It's quite jolly, I think. So I'm just going to whip up a pair of pyjama bottoms using that constellation fabric. They're a little bit more snuggly and less lightweight. I'm using the Jamie pyjama pattern. It's quite a basic pattern, elasticated waist, fairly relaxed fit pyjamas. I like where it sits on my hips. So I'm looking forward to whipping up another pair of those, and hopefully then I'll be pretty much done with my winter pyjama wardrobe. I've got a couple more vest tops planned for next summer, but I'm in no rush to make those ones. So that's my plan with this lovely fabric. I think it's a Rose and Hubble fabric, I believe, from Minerva. It's really nice quality, really cosy feeling, and I think the print's really nice, this rich navy blue. So that's my plans for that one. And my final plan for a new fabric is to make something using this lovely corduroy fabric. It was described on the website as jewel red colour, which really appealed to me because I thought that's a really nice rich sounding red. And this came from Ditto Fabrics, which is a small independent shop. I think they have an actual physical shop and an online website, and I'll link the website below, and they have a lovely and really interesting range of fabrics there. So I love having a little browse every now and then to see what they've got in. And yeah, they have this lovely corduroy. It's really, really velvety. It's kind of like a needle cord. It's fairly fine, but it's kind of, it's fine. It's quite thick, so it's really nice quality. It's just super velvety. I could stroke it all day. And it's this lovely rich red, which they described as jewel red. And I love it, yeah, I could just sit and stroke it, but no, I'm not just going to stroke it. I'm going to make it into a Clio pinafore by Tilly and the Buttons. This is one of Tilly and the Buttons' patterns for beginners, and it was one of the first patterns I made when I started sewing. And I made a navy needle cord version, and I wear it so much, and I was looking for another one. I actually did make two versions when I started sewing. I also made a version in kind of like a mustardy colour, but it didn't turn out as well. I think I used slightly too heavy interfacing and it was a bit stiff at the top, and I haven't got as much wear out of it. And I think I just like the relaxed feel of the needle cord. It's a bit softer and a bit more flexible. So that was in a chunky cord, the mustard one I should have said. So with a chunky cord and maybe the slightly too stiff interfacing, it never felt quite as comfortable. But I really like the relaxed feel of the needle cord with this pinafore pattern. So yeah, it's a kind of, oh, it's really hard to see with the light. Yeah, there we are. It's a basic pinafore. You can make it with buckles or buttons. You can add a little patch pocket on the front and on the back, or you can put patch pockets on the front, whatever you prefer. I'm planning on doing this version here with a pocket on the front and two little pockets on the back. And you can make a mini version or a longer version with a slight slit at the back. I'm going to make the mini version, but maybe slightly longer than a mini because I don't want it to sit too short. So yeah, this is the fabric I'm using. I'm going to use buckles as well. I think I'm going to get some, probably some silver buckles to go with it. So it'll be a little bit Christmassy, I guess. But I think it'll go with a lot of tops in my wardrobe. And I just love a pinafore for this time of year because I think they're really snuggly and cosy. And I love how they look with a Freya or an Agnes top. So that's my plans for that one. So I'm really looking forward to revisiting this pattern because I made it twice in quick succession when I first started sewing, but that was 2 years ago now, so I'm really looking forward to coming back to it. And now I've got my overlocker. My first version inside looks a little bit shabby because the seam's all finished with a zigzag stitch, and that has worked to protect the seams, but it doesn't look the best. So I'm looking forward to using the overlocker with this one and just making it a little bit prettier on the inside as well as the outside. But yeah, that's the Tin in the Buttons Clio pattern in this lovely jewel red needle cord fabric. So that's my last new fabric to share with you, but I have got plans for a couple of fabrics that I've had in my stash for a while, which you may recognise if you've watched my previous fabric haul videos from a while back. So I'll show you those now. So the next two fabrics I have plans for both came from the website Itokri. I'll link the website below, but it's an Indian fabric company and they ship worldwide, and they have a lovely selection of beautiful fabrics. They have some lovely buttons too. When I ordered, I've made one order from them, the service was great, it came much quicker than I expected, and I bought a whole load of different things because the fabric's really reasonably priced, so I bought about 4 or 5 fabrics because I knew I'd use them. So I've got a couple left over. I made a Stellan dress with one of the fabrics. I'll put that up so you can see how that looked. And then I used some of one of the other fabrics to make the closet core poof, and I'll pop that up too so you can see that there. It's the geometric fabric in the poof. But I've had 2 more sitting in my stash that I've wanted to do something with, and so I think I'm ready to make a decision on what I'm going to do. So the first fabric I've got left in my stash from Itokri is this lovely, it's a cotton ikat. They're both cotton ikat fabrics I've got. This one's got a nice weight to it, and it's this really cool black with these big white spots on, which kind of remind me of snowballs. They make me sort of think of winter. And I don't have a great deal of black in my wardrobe, but I really like this. I'm more of a navy blue person really if I'm going for a dark colour. But I really like this, this one with the big spots on. I thought it was really fun. And I've been wanting to make a skirt with it, but I wasn't sure what skirt to make, and I finally made a decision. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to make a version of this skirt here, the estuary skirt by So Liberated, but I'm going to mix it up a little bit. So the estuary skirt has a waistband which is elasticated at the back, so it's really comfy. And then it's designed to be made with buttons down the front. But what I'd like to do is omit that. It's a faux button placket. They're not needed because you've got the elastic waistband. I'd like to make it a shorter length, and just instead of adding the placket down the front, just make it so it's just plain on the front. So more of a plain gathered skirt with the elasticated waist at the back. I'm going to add pockets if I can, if I have enough of this fabric. So I'm going to make it just above the knee probably. So kind of like a sort of elasticated waist skirt. And I think it will look really cute in this fabric. I'm hoping I'll have enough. It's a slightly, the fabric comes in a slightly narrower width than, it's definitely not 150 centimetres, but I think there should still be plenty to make a skirt. And so I'm looking forward to that one. I find the estuary skirt really comfortable because of the elastic at the back. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving that a go. I figure I can probably use the back pattern piece twice and cut it once to the front and once to the back, rather than cutting 2 pieces and adding the faux placket. So it should be fairly straightforward. And I think that'll be nice for my winter wardrobe to go with just like a cosy jumper or maybe a Freya top or something like that. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one. I think it's just a little bit of fun, that fabric. And yeah, I enjoy sewing with cotton ikat. I found the first time I sewed that it did fray quite a bit, so I might French seam this skirt just to make sure that it doesn't fray and it does sort of stay, it does keep for a longer term. And the second fabric I have remaining from Itokri is another cotton ikat, like I said, and I bought a slightly larger quantity of this one because I was hoping to make a dress. And it's this beautiful navy colour. I've got a little red thread on there. A beautiful navy colour with this lovely design on it. And it's kind of like a smaller scale design than the other fabric that I made the Stellan dress in. But I thought it's quite pretty and I really like the navy colour. Yeah, so I was wanting to make a dress when I bought it, but I didn't buy it with a particular dress in mind. And then recently I've been looking at patterns by French Navy, who made the Stellanti pattern, and I haven't actually bought any patterns from them before, but I was really pleased to be able to buy one. Having got so much good use out of the Stellanti, it was nice to be able to buy a pattern from them, and I bought this pattern here, and it's the Forsyth dress. I really like the style of French navy. I really like the lady who designs the patterns' whole aesthetic. I love her Instagram page. And I've seen this one pass me by a few times and I thought I'd really like to give it a go. So it's a relaxed fit dress with hip yoke pockets and a slightly dropped waist. It's got short kimono sleeves and you can turn up the cuffs a bit like the Stellanti. The bodice has these curved panels on it. It's quite boxy and just quite relaxed, so I think a great option for a day dress. So yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to making one this fabric. I'll be interested to see how it looks with the panels, and it should be a bit interesting. But I figure it might be quite nice for summer, just as it is, but also be quite nice for winter too, because I could really, if it's a bit boxy and a bit oversized, I could layer it. Maybe say with a Freya in this fabric, it might look quite nice. That sort of thing for winter, so because it's quite a wintry colour. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to giving a new pattern company a go. I ordered this pattern from the Fold line, and I'll link the Fold line down below. They sell lots of different patterns, and they've also got a great pattern database where you can search for patterns within specific criteria. Say if you're looking for like a strapless dress, you can put those criteria in, it'll show you different pattern options. And I've also ordered from them to print out the copy shop size pattern pieces, so I'm waiting for those to arrive in the post so I can get tracing on this one. But I'm really looking forward to giving the pattern a go. And there are a couple more French navy patterns I've been eyeing up too. Can't remember the name. There's another dress that I really like the look of, the Fleetwood dress I think it is, which is lovely too. I'll put a link up so you can see what that one looks like, and that one's on my kind of wish list as well, but I'll see how I go with this one first, but I'm looking forward to giving it a go. So that's all of my sewing plans for November. Well, I guess there are quite a few actually. I'm not sure how much I'll get done, but I'm going to try. But I've also got one knitting plan I wanted to share with you, which is using up some wool I had left over from another project. So if you watched one of my earlier sewing plans vlogs, I think it might have been my October one, I'll try and remember and put a link up above. I was planning to make a cardigan, and with this lovely wool here, it's Stylecraft chunky wool, and I was going to make a cable knit cardigan. And I finished that, and I'll talk all about that in my November makes vlog. But I had a little bit of wool left over. Because I used a different wool to what the pattern specified. The pattern specified I think an alpaca blend, but I decided to use this acrylic wool. It's a chunky again, but it came in a different length, so I bought a bit extra just to be sure I have enough from the pattern. But I ended up with a couple of balls left. So I thought, what can I do with a couple of balls of wool? I will make a hat. So I had a look online for a hat pattern for chunky wool, and I found this one here on lovecrafts.com. And it's a braided cable beanie, and so you can see it's kind of cable knit. I do like cable knit, and I think it will look really nice in this red wool. It's by Below Zero Canada. So I haven't knitted a lot of patterns for adults before at all. I've mainly knitted, well, quite a few cats you'll have seen, and also clothes for my daughter. So most knitting brands are new to me, and this one is too, Below Zero Canada. But as I said, it's for chunky wool. I thought it was quite a nice pattern. It's knitted in the round, and I'm looking forward to giving that a go. I'm hoping a couple of balls should be plenty for this hat. So maybe I'll be able to show that in my November makes vlog as well. I'm not sure. I'll see how I go. It's lovely quality wool actually. I really enjoyed knitting with it for the cardigan. It knitted up really well. So I'm really looking forward to doing some more knitting with it, and I really like the colour as well. So I think that'll make a really nice wintry hat. So yeah, I'll hopefully be showing that at some point too. And that's everything I've got planned. So I'm really looking forward to getting on with some of that sewing. There's a nice bit of variety with a couple of skirts and tops and a pinafore. And I can't wait to show you them later this month. Hopefully I'll get a fair bit done. So thank you so much for watching and listening to my sewing and knitting plans. What have you got planned? Do tell me down below in the comments. I'm really interested to hear what patterns other people are enjoying. And like I said at the beginning of the vlog, if you haven't subscribed, I would love it if you would subscribe and press the bell icon so you can receive notification when I make my future vlogs. And if you enjoy watching this video, then please do give it a thumbs up. As a side note, I am trying to work on reducing my speed of speaking. I'm hoping you can still understand me. When I get excited about what I'm talking about, I do tend to speed up, and then I have to kind of remind myself to slow down a bit. But thanks so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye!